Gamers know the PlayStation 5 is a Sony product, but finding the right TV to pair with your PS5 doesn't necessarily mean you need to stick strictly to Sony-branded models. While Sony TVs do provide some unique PS5 integrations, they're not essential for a great gaming experience. High-quality TVs from Samsung, LG, and TCL also make excellent options for console compatibility, often at competitive prices. These manufacturers offer TVs with features like low input lag, variable refresh rate, VRR, and HDR support, factors that are crucial for high-performance gaming on the PS5 and other consoles. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top 5 best TVs for PlayStation 5, and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you, and as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's get started. Number 5. Hisense U7N. If you're tight on money but still want a TV that is packed with modern gaming features, you can get the best lower mid-range TV for PS5 that we've tested, the Hisense U7N. It's dimmer than the Sony Bravia 9Q LED, and its contrast isn't nearly as good, but it still provides a great gaming experience in both bright and dark rooms. It also has the same gaming features that make it pair excellently with the PS5, like HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, up to 4K over 144 Hz, VRR support, and auto low latency mode, ALLM. On top of that, the TV has extremely low input lag and an excellent response time. Not only is the U7N a great option for gaming on the PS5, but it's also a great option for watching content when you need to put the controller down for a few hours. It runs the Google TV interface that's loaded with streaming apps, so finding your favorite shows or movies is fast and easy. The TV supports all 3 major HDR formats, so whether your HDR content is in regular HDR10 or the more advanced HDR10 Plus or Dolby Vision formats, you're covered. It even has good image processing, so low quality and low resolution content looks pretty good on it. Unfortunately, its viewing angle is narrow, so it's best viewed directly in front of the screen. If you want to save some money, you could opt for last year's Hisense U7K if it's still in stock. Its contrast and brightness aren't as good as the U7N's, but it still delivers great overall picture quality. HeTV's fast response time means there's minimal blur behind fast motion, so it's great for watching sports, playing video games, or for use as a PC monitor. It's a great option to pair with current gaming consoles and PCs due to its modern gaming features. Unfortunately, the TV isn't well suited for use in a group setting due to its narrow viewing angle. Number 4. LG B3 OLED. The LG B3 OLED is the best 4K TV for PS5 in the mid-range category that we've tested. It's a truly splendid TV, with only a few drawbacks compared to the more expensive models. The TV has all the features of the more expensive LG C3 OLED, although the B3 is certainly dimmer. It still delivers outstanding picture quality, especially in a dark room, with its near-infinite contrast ratio delivering deep, inky blacks with no distracting blooming. Just make sure to dim the lights when gaming on this TV, as it's not bright enough in HDR to offer a truly immersive gaming experience in bright rooms. This TV is available in a narrower range of sizes compared to the more expensive LG C3. The B3 comes in 55, 65, and 77 inches. However, it's still great for gaming, with its 2 HDMI 2.1 ports offering up to 4K over 120 Hz of support, including Dolby Vision gaming over 120 Hz. If you have multiple HDMI 2.1 devices, you'll have to navigate around having only 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, but thankfully, HDMI 2.1 switches are now pretty cheap. It is compatible with every VRR technology, has a fantastic response time, and has an extremely low input lag in game mode. And like other OLEDs, its viewing angle is truly fantastic, making it a great TV for large gaming parties. Overall, this TV is a great entry point into the OLED market. 2024's LG B4 OLED is now available. It has improved overall brightness and HDR gradient handling, and LG has increased the number of HDMI 2.1 bandwidth ports to 4. The B4 is also available in a new 48-inch model, which is great for small rooms. Unfortunately, it's currently very expensive, so unless you want those upgrades, you're better off getting the B3 while it's on sale. If you want those upgrades or need a 48-inch model, you can also get the LG C3 OLED for less than the cost of a B4. Number 3. LG C3 OLED. If you want an OLED that is one of the best TVs for PS5, but can also be an excellent home theater TV, consider the upper mid-range LG C3 OLED. It's a premium TV that delivers stunning picture quality. Thanks to its near-infinite contrast ratio, there's no blooming around bright objects, and it has dark, inky blacks. It truly looks fantastic in dark rooms when gaming. That said, while it gets bright enough to fight glare even in moderately lit rooms, and has incredible reflection handling, it doesn't use quantum dot technology. This means that colors aren't as bright as on the Samsung S90C OLED. The LG partly makes up for it by being more versatile, as it has better image processing, Dolby Vision HDR support, and can pass through advanced DTS audio formats. It also supports full 120Hz of Dolby Vision, which is great to have even though Dolby Vision support is still rare on the PS5. Of course, it still delivers incredible gaming performance with a nearly instantaneous response time, resulting in crystal clear motion with no distracting blur behind fast-moving objects. It's also packed with gaming features, including full HDMI 2.1 bandwidth support on all 4 inputs, meaning you can take full advantage of your PS5 while having a bunch of other HDMI 2.1 devices connected. The LG C4 OLED is also now available. It has minor upgrades like better HDR accuracy and slightly better HDR brightness, and it supports up to 4K or 144Hz for PC gamers with high-end rigs. Unfortunately, it's quite expensive at launch. Since most of the upgrades it offers are minor and the PS5 is limited to 120Hz, your money is better spent on the cheaper C3 OLED while it's still available and on sale. Number 2. Sony Bravia 9Q OLED. The Sony Bravia 9Q LED is the best TV for the PS5 if you prefer to game in a bright room, and it's the best overall LED TV we've ever tested. It features a mini LED backlight that allows it to get extremely bright, and it has superb reflection handling, so it easily overcomes glare in the brightest rooms. The TV also looks amazing in a dark room due to its incredible local dimming solution that delivers blacks that are close to what you get on OLEDs, with almost no blooming. Its impressive contrast and brightness lead to a very impactful HDR experience, whether you're watching movies or gaming. It has a 120Hz panel with HDMI 2.1 bandwidth on 2 of its HDMI ports, meaning you can play 4K games up to 120 FPS on the PS5. It has HDMI 4M VRR support, which works well with the console and provides a nearly tear-free gaming experience. Games feel quick and responsive thanks to the fast response time, incredibly low input lag, and excellent motion handling. As a Sony TV, it's part of Sony's perfect for PS5 lineup, which includes a few Sony-exclusive features designed for PS5 gamers, like Auto HDR tone mapping, which automatically optimizes the HDR settings for your TV. If you want a Sony TV but the Bravia 9 is too expensive, last year's Sony X9 3L, X9 3CL is a good option. It's not as bright as the Bravia 9, but it's still bright enough for use in a well-lit room. It also doesn't deliver as deep blacks, and its local dimming isn't as precise, but it still looks good enough in a dark room. Number 1. Samsung S90C OLED. The best TV for PS5 that we've tested is the Samsung S90C OLED. It's a fantastic TV that delivers an incredible gaming experience. Fast-paced action games look outstanding thanks to the nearly instantaneous response time, so there's almost no noticeable blur or ghosting behind fast-moving objects. Its input lag is extremely low, which makes for extremely responsive gaming. It's bright and colorful in HDR and SDR, so your games look great, especially in a dark room. Due to its HDMI 2.1 bandwidth ports, the TV can take full advantage of everything the PS5 offers, including 4K 120Hz gaming in games that support it. And if you're also a PC gamer, the Samsung can reach 4K 144Hz on all its HDMI ports. If you'd like an OLED TV that is part of Sony's perfect for PS5 lineup, which includes a few Sony-exclusive features designed for PS5 gamers, look up the more expensive Sony A95L OLED. It has Auto HDR tone mapping, which automatically optimizes the HDR settings for your TV, ensuring you get the best HDR experience possible without manually adjusting the settings. However, it has worse input lag than the Samsung model, so gaming isn't as responsive and the TV is much more expensive. You could also opt for the higher-end Samsung S95C OLED, which is brighter than the S90C, but its price premium is not worth it for most people. The Samsung S90D S90DD OLED is now available. It has better HDR gradient handling, gets brighter in HDR, and does a better job smoothing out low-quality content. It's also currently a lot more expensive, so unless you want those small upgrades, you're better off buying the cheaper S90C while it's on sale.